इच्छाकारेणं सन्धिसः भगवम्. Ichhakarenam sandhisah bhagvam. Let us bow down in devotion to the Pancha Parameshti. Namo Arihantanam. I bow down at the feet of divine energies such as the Tirthankaras who led me to the path of divinity. Namo Siddhanam. I bow down to all the Siddha Paramatma who have succeeded and led me to the path of success. Namo Ayariyanam. I bow down at the feet of all Acharyas whose conduct is exceptional and guide me the right conduct. Namo Uvajhayanam. I bow down at the feet of all the Upadhyayas who learn and teach everyone the path of the Tirthankar. Namo Loe Savvasahunam. I bow down at the feet of all the saints who limit themselves to gain the infinite energy. These five divine energies are auspicious and would guide me on the path of divinity. I bow down in complete devotion before them. Namo Tirthayaranam. I bow down to all the Tirthankaras. Namo Gurudevaya. I bow down in devotion at the feet of my Gurudev, most revered Pujya Gurudev Anand Rishi Maharaj Sahab and infinitely benevolent Upadhyay Bhagwan Pujya Praveen Rishi Maharaj Sahab. Mathen Vandami. I welcome all the devotees gathered here to listen to the sacred techniques of 24 Tirthankar Paramatma Mahaveer and to participate in the reverence of Srimad Uttaradhyayan Sutra. This sutra holds great significance as it contains the last words of Paramatma Mahaveer before his salvation. At the outset, I would like to mention with immense grace of Tirthankar Paramatma and Gurudev. I, Arohi, am here to present the essence of this holy scripture as narrated by the revered Pujya Upadhyay Shri Praveen Rishi Maharaj Sahab. Let us begin by chanting Vardhamanam Sharanam Pavajami. Vardhamanam Sharanam Pavajami. Vardhamanam Sharanam Pavajami. Everyone, please close your eyes and visualize. Visualize ourselves entering the divine Samosharan. The structure is large and circular with doors facing all four directions. The first enclosure is pure, bright and silver-like. In all directions there are grand golden gates. The deities Jai and Vijay are welcoming the devotees at these gates. The second enclosure is made of gold with archways adorned with precious gems. The third enclosure is decorated with archways made of radiant gems and blue sapphires. Paramatma Mahaveer is seated at the topmost layer on a crystal throne, feeling the presence of the divine body made of the supreme and unmatched atoms of peace. Bow down in deep faith before him and seek permission to listen to his last words. Namo Suyadevaya. Namo Suyadevaya. Namo Suyadevaya. The rendition of Veer Stuti a hymn on Paramatma and the original Prakrit verses of Srimad Uttaradhyayan Sutra could be heard. Please check the description box for the link. Yesterday we heard how humility transforms one's path to divinity. Today let us understand the deeper secrets unleashed by Gurudev on who is a humble person. Chapter 1 Vinay Suyam emphasizes that the highest and most auspicious quality in life, one that destroys all sins, is humility. Gurudev says, humility is not just bowing down, it is a way of life. Paramatma has illuminated the meaning of humility so deeply that it makes us reflect. What is the essence of humility? How does the personality of a humble person be? How does he view the world? What are their ears like? How do they listen? How does a humble person think, speak, sit and walk? How do they fulfill their needs? What do they feel when their guru or elders say something against their wishes? As we all are here to listen to the words of Paramatma, how should our ears be? Paramatma says, just as a dog with infected ears, with blood and pus oozing out, is chased away. Similarly, those who listen with minds filled with negativity and doubts, with rotten mind, are removed from everywhere. Those rotten ears can even turn a dedicated disciple like Gaushalak into an arrogant one and lead a learned person to hell. A humble person is one who is listen with a free mind, with no negativity, no infection in ear. Paramatma tells a person who lacks humility lives disconnected from their teachers, elders and loved ones, just as a pig, when presented with its favorite food, rice husk, still runs toward dirt the moment he smells a bad smell around. So too does our mind deviate while worshipping Paramatma towards past ill treatments and negativity thoughts. Such mind is like that of a pig. A pig's body lacks sweat pores, so toxins do not escape, and to regulate its body heat, it looks for dirt. Similarly, those who do not cleanse their inner impurities develop a mind that becomes like a pig's. Paramatma said, the first step to being humble is to purify one's ears from all negativity and doubts, and never allow the mind to become like that of pig running toward past dirt. A calm and peaceful mind only takes in what is meaningful, purposeful and helpful in achieving goals, and leaves behind anything that is irrelevant. When a person gives up what is pointless, their company brings victory. Paramatma says, if you wish to walk the path of humility, avoid the company of people who use disrespectful language or cannot speak with honor. Never enjoy or play with such people. If in life you commit a cruel act or break a rule, don't hide it. Never conceal your sins or wrongdoings. Be honest with yourself about what you have done and what you haven't. When you reach this level of clarity, natural tendency develops within. Your life becomes like a magnet that easily attract the grace of Paramatma and the Guru. But when the ability to receive grace is absent, a person lives like a stone. Both a seed and a stone get water, sunlight and soil. but only the seed absorbs it, grows and starts its journey. In other side, the stone, on the other hand, remains the same. Such individuals who are not humble can even drive a peaceful guru or yogi to become arrogant like Chandakoshik. Chandakoshik in his past life was a monk. He was walking with his disciple. His disciple would always look for mistakes in his guru. While walking as guru lifted his leg, he saw small who turns them into Chandakoshik, and no one we love or respect ever turns into Chandakoshik because of our acts. Paramatma says, if you hold respect for someone who has helped you or is worthy of worship, never search for their faults, as everyone has shortcomings. Even the greatest of them can make mistakes, but do not focus on them. Be someone who can transform even an arrogant person into a humble one. Once Shailak Rajasri renounced the world and became a monk with many disciples under him. Post Diksha, he fell ill and took rest at one place. Later, despite recovering, he continued to rest. He became ill by mind and started enjoying the comfort of life. All his disciples, seeing the Guru be recovered, removed ahead and left Panthak behind to take care of him. Guru, engrossed in the facilities, stopped performing prayers. Panthak stayed humble, never blamed his Guru. One day, after his evening prayers, his simple act of touching the Guru's feet and after daily ritual of self-observation made the Guru arise in anger for disturbing him. But Panthak seek forgiveness. His humility awakened the Guru up from his darkness. Such is the character of a humble person. As some questions are asked that make us angry or hurt us, whether the question is good or bad, take it as a mere curiosity. A true disciple walking the path of humility understands that I am both the problem and the solution. The key is to conquer oneself. I need to understand myself and remove the obstacle within me. To do this, I have only two solutions: discipline and penance. If I don't practice self-control, if I don't restrain myself, then others will bind me. This is how a disciplined person mind works. How they listen and how they think. When discipline is enforced upon, a humble person thinks, my Guru, my elder is disciplining me for my own good and my upliftment. This mindset leads to blessing, whereas one without humility feels like he is being treated like a slave and leads to misfortune. One should focus only on seeking the Guru and elder's grace. If a mistake happens and the Guru or elder disciplines you, don't give explanations. Don't argue or comment. The only response one should give is, I will not do this again. I repeat, please remember, you should give this response, I will not do this again. Such disciplined behavior brings respect and avoid criticism. One who does not justify mistakes earns the trust of Guru and elder, is always showered with grace and happiness. Listening to these words of Gurudev Shri Ji, let us all embrace humility in its true sense and open our doors to divinity. Namo Suya Devaya Namo Suyadevayaya. First chapter is over. Now second chapter named as Parisha Pavibhakti. Tell us to never remember and hold on to problem and difficulties. When reciting the second chapter, do so with complete faith and realization that you will never cling on to difficulties or talk about your problems. Tirthankar Paramatma says, remembering our problems and keeping them in our memory is the root cause of our pain and hurt. If we accept and move away, not hold on to them, then any difficulty and challenges will just pass away by without harming you. By holding on, we can never overcome them. Paramatma says, nor do we have to face them, nor do we have to bear with them, but our approach should be to stay on the path positively all you accomplish your goal. Many people believe that difficulties are a result of their past sins or bad luck. They think, it's my misfortune that so many problems have come into my life. But remember, if problems were a sign of misfortune, their Tirthankaras would not face any difficulties during their spiritual practice. Their consciousness is filled with endless good deeds, punya, but still they too encounter a lot of hardships in their life. Therefore, difficulties are neither the result of sins nor blessings. They are simply situations. How a person handles these situations determines whether they will end up as challenges or opportunities. If you handle the situation with the right approach, problems become a source of strength and opportunities can arise from them. But if you don't handle the situation well, even prosperity can lead to problems. Let's consider a small example. King Dashrath loved Kaikeyi the most among his 3 queens, even though Kaushalya was the eldest. When Ram was about to be crowned, Kaikeyi couldn't handle the situation well, which led to difficulties, and Ram had to go into exile at the moment of his crowning. Ram, on the other hand, accepted the situation and understood that he had no control over the situation. Therefore, he focused on how to get through the situation. Paramatma lays down 4 keys words for building the right approach to overcoming difficulties. Socha, Nacha, Jiccha, Abhibhuya. These are the 4 principles for overcoming misfortune. The word Socha tells us that before a problem arises, we should listen to it. This ability to listen to your inner voice helps you recognize challenges before they occur. Just like ant can sense rain approaching and they prepare for it much in advance. The word Nacha tells us to understand and know what might happen and consider all possibilities. Have a wider view of everything. There may be many aspects leading to a particular situation. We may be able to see a reason behind it, and someone's it might happen out of no reason. The word Jiccha tells us to think and plan how to overcome those challenges. Alert governments, armies, and successful business leaders plan how to face various situations much more before. The word Abhibhuya means to mentally prepare oneself. No matter how difficult the situation, I will draw strength from it to overcome it. If someone prepares himself or herself with his mindset, they may encounter challenges and difficulties in life. and those challenges will not harm them. Paramatma in this chapter lays down many guidelines to overcome different problems and situations. No matter what challenges arise, the first guideline from the divine is to never feel helpless. Never feel helpless. He says to have a mindset free of sadness, regret, or feeling of helplessness. Those who remain helpful, hopeful, always have the power of the Tirthankara available to them. Keep in mind the example of Arjun Mali, who took the power of Mudgar Pani to harm Sudarshan. But Sudarshan did not feel hopeless or helpless. He remained hopeful and confident with the power of Tirthankara, which exists in the inner universe, entire universe. Paramatma says, never get anxious. Do not allow problems to disturb your mind, as anxiety disrupts your thinking. Never feel trouble or restless for comfort or good circumstances. Those who feel anxious even fail, while those who remain calm succeed. Someone you may receive help, or someone you may not. The divine teaches that you should have the ability and humility to seek support. Whatever you have received in life is because you have taken it. If you don't reach out, you won't receive anything. Sometimes you will receive help, other times you will have to reach out for it. There is nothing wrong with extended your hand for help. Even Tirthankar Mahaveer, who possesses infinite strength, also extends his hand for food. After initiation, however, there should be no sense of inferiority in this, it should be done with respect and self-control. Sometimes feeling of detachment arises, sometimes depression. A simple guideline is to not focus on unwanted situations or feelings. When we focus on them, they can overwhelm us. The divine says that for any unwanted feelings, we should divert our focus away from them. Turn your back on those unwanted feelings and ignore them. By doing so, their influence on you will diminish. Sometimes, while walking, you may find a very suitable place, or other times you might come across unfavorable situations. There might be instances when people might abuse you or comment on something which might hurt us, and we might also feel like answering them in their own language. But Gurudev lightly says that if a dog barks at you or bites you, you don't go back and bark or bite the dog. When such people come before you, don't answer them, because if you answer back, you will become one among them. In life, sometimes men come into women's lives and women into men's lives with a sense of indulgence or confusion. At such times, the divine says that when a seeker is on the path of achieving their goals, distractions like these are even thrown.